One of my favorite movie lines is from Dumb and Dumber. Jim and Carrey is standing in front of a girl, and he says, "Is there a chance a girl like me and a boy like you could ever wind up together?" He says, "Well, what do you think the chance would be? 1 in 10, 1 in 100?" She's like, 1 in a million. And he gets a big smile on his face and says, "So you're saying there's a chance?" So, Immunomedics, we're saying there's a chance. History. This was a company that was founded in 1982 by a brilliant man, Dr. David Goldenberg. He designed several what we call antibody drug conjugates. So what he did is he found proteins in certain places that he wanted to take drug in the body, and he was able to combine that drug with the antibodies specific to that target site and take that drug there. So the huge applicability would be with cancer. With cancer, we have these tumors growing, and we give people all kinds of chemotherapy, and it kills all their good cells along with their bad cells. And so pretty much the treatment for cancer is to kill the patient. Hopefully they survive through the whole thing. Well, in 2013, they developed an antibody drug conjugate to a specific type of breast cancer, which is just a very awful type of cancer. There's not very many treatments for it. It's called triple-negative breast cancer. I won't get into all the details of that type of cancer, but there are not good treatment modalities for this cancer. And in 2015, trials were started on humans. Based on phase 2 trials, they were able to get accelerated approval from the FDA for this drug. The response rate was so dramatic. They moved on, they started phase 3 trials, and then in the middle of the phase 3 trials, the owner, Dr. Goldenberg, started taking a whole bunch of profits. And the company just went up and down and up and down, and the stock price was in the twos. And so they had a hostile takeover by a group called VenBio. That was at the end of 2017. In 2017, VenBio came in and said, "We're going to streamline this company. We're going to put all our eggs into this one drugs basket called IMMU 132. And currently, their phase 3 trial is about to wrap up, and they're seeing a 45% response rate in triple-negative breast cancer. The FDA, with their accelerated approval on only 34 drugs in history, everybody was all in. The next one. So, this was their capital last year, or 2018. This was the cash that came into the business. Really awesome, right? And the next slide. That was their cash from operating activities. We'll move on. When VenBio purchased the company, they said, "We're going to streamline this. We're going to liquidate everything else. We're going to go after approval on this one drug." So you can see their cash and cash equivalents all climbed, but it was all from investors. Their burn rate is just off the charts. Hugo says their burn rate is greater than summer day in Phoenix, and it's pretty much what it was. We compare it to a company in the same category of biopharmaceutical companies called Seattle Genetics, and you can see that R&D companies in general burn a lot of cash. That's what they do. They develop drugs. They're going to be a cash outlay company until these drugs are purchased. But you can see that Immunomedics, wow, look at their accrual to asset ratio. I mean, they are just in 2018 negative 21%.
So, looking at some of those metrics, knowing that hey, these guys, they're curing cancer, right? This has got to be worth some money. You dig down, you see the cash, but you don't see the results. So we look at the DuPont ratio here, and we see 2017 profitability negative 50% almost. You think, man, well, couldn't get much worse than that. Survey said negative 127% in 2018. Immunomedics said, hold them beer. The story, some of the storyline there is you're looking at, can you go back 2 slides, go back to you see burning through cash. This is negative 59 billion, negative 153 billion, negative billion. Operating cash flow, same trend. So their accrual adjustments were high because, go ahead and go forward again. Obviously not very efficient. What's happening here is their sales are non-existent. They're not selling anything. They had been selling the drug prior to this, prior to the takeover, that you guys came in, put a stop to it, took everything off the shelf. So they've got no inventory, no sales. This is sales over assets.
In January 2019 was when the FDA would offer their approval. And so they were ramping up. They were saying, okay, we've got to manufacture this drug, we've got to train a sales force, we have to put, everything into this.
So they're spending money like there's no tomorrow. And return on equity, again, we thought we were gonna be the only group that has this problem. You see this, holy cow, that's great. What happened here? You dig in, well, these are double negatives. Same problem there. They've got negative net income, negative shareholders equity. And where that negative shareholders equity came from is these accumulated deficits. So 300%, they're just piling on debt. The only way these guys are in existence is people keep giving them money because they believe in science. The science is there. Business is not. And part of the reason the old guys got taken out, the CEO, the guy, the doctor or scientist, is he was using the company like his own personal credit. He's paying himself like a $2 million salary even though they have no profits each year. And you look at, I don't have a slide for this, but when you see the SG&As, they were not proportional to the net income or the profits or anything else. Essentially they've gone, like you said, they've gone all in on this drug. The company that took over, they're known for taking over companies kind of in this same problem with good science, bad business, bringing a drug to market. So they've gone all in. They put all this money into building up the pipeline, building up the manufacturer, training the drug reps to get this stuff out there. And the FDA came back January 2019, and for the first time of any company, who was one of the 34 that have ever gotten this fast track, denied. Oh. Not a problem with the science.
Nope.
Problem with their ability to manufacture and produce. They said there's a problem with your lines. We don't trust that you guys can actually get
So
it
guess
going.
what they did? They issued more stock.
Yeah.
They're trying to go back for full FDA approval. Their application will go in October, and hopefully they'll have a response by January.
That's where all the cash is from.
For me, it was fascinating that you could have such a promising scientific finding just be such a dumpster fire.
Yay!